everyone, and welcome back to Nerd Collision. I'm Eddie, that's Ray, that's Britt, and that's Brandon. And today we are going to be giving our review of Miss Marvel Episode 3 Destined. That was good, you guys. Come on, that was
great.
good.
I wasn't prepared
I was not prepared for that shit. What the hell happened? Go ahead, Eddie.
Oh my gosh. Alrighty, guys. Now, this is going to be our spoiler review. So, if you have not been able to watch this episode of Miss Marvel, that's okay. Go ahead and pause this video, watch Miss Marvel, come back here, listen to our review. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get right into it. And this recap is actually being brought to us by Rachel Page over at Marvel.com. Now, when we open up this episode, it's flashback time. We're in British occupied India searching for something in a slowly collapsing cave. But what? Eventually, it's discovered by the same woman Kamala has been seeing in her visions, Najma, and it's the bangle. It also happens to be on a severed blue arm, so hopefully that's not a bad sign. Aisha, Kamala Khan's great grandmother, enters the cave, which also happens to have the symbol of the 10 rings carved into the floor, and asks to see the bangle as they all crowd around the artifact. Unfortunately, the British soldiers are quickly closing in on them, and the group realizes that they've got to get out of there. The man from the temple said that they would need 2 bangles, and right now they've only got 1. And Aisha decides that one's going to have to do. As everyone else is escaping, she puts it on and feels something powerful travel through her. Did you see that? She asked Najma, but Najma didn't. With a solemn hug goodbye, the 2 women decide to separate to avoid soldiers, and that was the last time Najma saw Aisha and the bangle. Until today, that is. Present day, Najma explains her journey to now a stunned Kamala, and Najma tells it they're all from another dimension, including Aisha. Yeah, of course, Kamala half whispers to herself. The story Najma tells is that they were exiled from their dimension, not by choice, and are just trying to get back home. Kamala's next question is also very important because how old are they? Don't worry, while everyone else might be decades old, Kamran is in fact only 17, and Kamala breathes a sigh of relief. In another room, Kamala thanks Najma for saving her from the Department of Damage Control. Najma explains that they didn't even realize Aisha had any family until Kamala put on the bangle and they sensed the norm. In this dimension, they can't unlock their full powers, but somehow Kamala can with the help of the bracelet. After some back and forth, Kamala realizes that Najma wants the bangle. It was Aisha's wish for them to all be home again, and Najma wants to use it to do just that. But okay, there's still a lot of information Kamala doesn't know. Like, where is this home? And what are they? Najma explains that they're clandestines, and though they've gone by many names before, they're more commonly referred to as the Jinn. Well, that's not a word Kamala wanted to hear. Now we're going to go ahead and break right there. This was very interesting to see a callback to the 10 rings from Shang-Chi, and also that blue arm is signaling a Kree reference, for me at least. But what did you guys think?
I'm a genie in the bottle, baby.
See.
Come on in the meow. So they're genies. Well, I know there's a difference between a genie and a djinn. Not that much.
Right.
But wouldn't you believe it would be a bad omen if you found a severed arm that has not really aged at all with the bracelet on it? Would you not step back and be like, the arm is blue, it didn't shrivel up, and the bracelet is on it? Would I want to pick it up? Of course they do anyway. So the 10 rings. I would like to know what that has to do with all this now. Maybe finally the direction Kevin says that is going to be revealed soon, like a clear-cut direction. Maybe we're starting to, because now this show is connecting the 10 rings, and we're also connected it to Captain Marvel. And I want to see where this goes. Now they're 100 years old. Damn, you look great. But a 17-year-old kid, I'm wondering, will his aging slow down too? Like once he hits like a certain age, everything slows down. I would love that to happen to me. But this was a good introduction. I'm impressed. I thought I was gonna hear "I'm going back to Cali," but I didn't hear that today. But I'm done.
Very interesting intro. I like that we got a little backstory. I feel that was needed at this point. When I saw I also thought Kree, because like I said, if they were changing her origin to something more cosmic, that would make sense. I mean, if it ties back to Carol. Now I was not expecting Jen. That was something that caught me. Like I should have probably guessed that, but I didn't. So that was surprising. Finding out they were from another dimension. Now, what my mind was thinking was, if they've been trapped here on Earth in this dimension all this time, wouldn't they have gone or to Doctor Strange for help? Sorcerer Supreme at that time. I was wondering if they ever even tried that, or it's the only way they can get home through the Bangle. And now knowing that there's two of them, and she only has the one. Where's the other one at? Does her grandmother have it, or is it somewhere lost?
I gotta guess. It's in a museum somewhere, and they're gonna have to break in and get it. That's how all these things go. But continue. Sorry.
Okay. So it was nice seeing. It was nice seeing them talk. You know, kind of like I said, because they are changing her origin to get some answers about. And now, if her great grandmother Aisha was a Gen 2, I wonder if it's only with Kamala. Like she put on the bracelet, was able to tap into her power, which fits the narrative of like when Bruno said like the power's coming from inside her. I wonder then if it also is there a possibility that her other family members had that too, like her mom or her brother, because the grandmother is on the mother's side of the family, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if anyone else has possibly any type of like latent powers that we didn't know about. Let's say if they're going to fill the gap of the humans with Jen instead, then there are the possibility that other members of the family could be Jen too. And I like how they tied the Jen into like Pakistani, like you think Jenny, like Jen is like the technical term, but it's pretty much they're about the same thing. Like their tie-ins, like when you think genie, you think like Middle Eastern, you think Aladdin and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So I like how they kind of like tie that in to that, and it gives them more room to explore and the story with. So I'm interested to see, she told Kamala that she needs her help to get home, and I mean it is a lot. Like there's still a whole lot of unanswered questions. So I'm interested to see how this all was going to play out. But yeah, definitely like so. Pretty much from my perspective, like I said, they're not going to. I was hoping at some point when they was like going through all the names that they've been called many things. I was hoping one of it would have been like she would say it was Inhuman. I was kind of hoping on waiting for her to say that. Then when she said Jen, I said, "Oh, they're taking this route." So it gives them room to to explore, and I'm interested to see where it goes. I've been very critical of them changing Kamala's origin from a human. I guess Jen is a suitable replacement, but I'm still interested to see how this all plays out. I'm hopeful. Like I said, it plays out well. Like I said, other than her origin, the character, for the comments that I've read of Miss Marvel, is fairly accurate. So I have no real complaints about that. But I'm interested to see what's going to change her origin, how this all is going to play out.
All right.
So, introduction was cute. Didn't get why everyone had to emphasize how old they were. That's not the point. I would have just got straight to it. I would have been like, Miss Thing, Bangle, now. So the little cut up in Kiki trying to soften her up. It only works on Grindr, guys. I just want to confirm that. It only works on Grindr, because both of the girls are after something, and they want that, so they'll soften each other up. Okay, like putting lotion on your feet. Just saying. But these characters, I thought they were just gonna be like Power Ranger villains. I thought they were gonna be like flops, and I was gonna pay them absolute dust. And Kamala was gonna be like crystal purple punch power. I thought she was gonna, And I was just like, okay. So anyway, the Marvels, when's that coming out? But I enjoyed this episode. I'm enjoying this series as a whole. I have friends who are part of Pakistani culture, and I never like to ask people about their religion because sometimes I feel like it's like pruding. I mean, obviously some people are open to talking about it, but it was nice to see, just to see like the culture.
Yeah.
Of the series, and I think that's what's so refreshing because it's not just your typical white guy going, "I can do this all day," So it's nice to see, and it's a young girl, and Mama, you could act. Let me tell you something. Even if they don't want you back, girl, which they definitely will, I'm sure, they had you sign a bunch of papers that you didn't even bother to read. But what I can tell you is that you have a future in this wood of holly. Okay, you are an actress. I was buying the bullshit, and there's a lot of girls who can't sell it to me, but you were selling it to me. You, that white boy, played Bruno Weasley. He did a great job too. I said what I said. Her friend, the dad, everyone could act. Like, could you just imagine her parents trying to like talk to Bruce Banner? That's gonna be funny, and they're gonna be like, "So where's Little Hawk?" That would be so funny. That would be a key, for me personally. But I enjoyed the introduction. I believe that character is going to be. I mean, Funko already spoiled this. Spoilers. Red Dagger. What's he gonna do? What does he do? What is his power? Is he like Diego from Umbrella Academy? He just throws knives? Because if he's just doing that, I'm not impressed.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
Maybe the daggers are red.
All right. You know what?
Same.
So he dipped them in some tie-dye.
Look, I'm just giving the benefit of the doubt.
Okay, well, don't. Because they still have something to prove. Because if this has a disappointing finale, trust and believe, I'll look at my watch and say, "Where's Loki? Come on back." And they're filming that right now. They know we're hungry, we're starving, and we want to see Jonathan Majors right meow.
Oh my gosh. Alrighty. And I did get a little information on Red Dagger, and this is from Marvel.com. They said that he's an expert marksman. Kareem, which is the character's name, is a self-taught superhero. He learns parkour and becomes an expert marksman by watching online videos. His signature weapons are several daggers that he wears on a utility belt. Born and raised in Pakistan, Kareem speaks Urdu and studies abroad in the US to earn his English language credits, though he speaks English fluently.
He
So
said
basically, Eddie
Kareem.
just confirmed what I said. Thank you, Eddie, for confirming that. He's just a doll with butter knives, y'all. All right? He's no one significant. He can't levitate, can't fly. He can't even, do something crazy with the knives. Or like make it fly across the room and then come right back and hit you in the head. He can't do nothing like that. Therefore, I can only like you so much. Now, I liked you in episode 2, right? I thought you were interesting. You have the charm and the swagger. Who?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's what I thought Eddie was reading on.
That's not his. That's not.
Lord Jesus.
Well, if he could
right.
do that, then he's in. Well, then why? Okay. So, yeah.
Yes.
The young man.
All right.
He has a bright future ahead of him. Can't wait to see him do more. Yeah. Next part.
All right. Sounds good, guys. With that being said, we'll move on to the next part of this episode. Now, with this much information to process, there's only one person Kamala wants to talk to, Bruno. Except that the night before, all she texted him was, "I'm alive," and then went radio silent for 8 hours. And also, don't forget, Bruno, she's trying to drop the name Nightlight, since it sounds like she's a hero for little kids. Bruno himself has got a lot to unload, but Kamala's got even more and collapses onto his couch. She tries to explain to him that she's not Asgardian or alien or anything cool like that, but rather the stuff of my childhood nightmares. And since the clandestines need Kamala's help, henceforth she needs Bruno's help sorting it all out. But that's not all. Kamala also needs to know about interdimensional travel. So, does Bruno by any chance know anything about the Nord dimension off the top of his head? Surprisingly, Bruno might know something. Meanwhile, over at the mosque, Agent Deaver has arrived with a handful of DODC agents. Though she instructs them to fan out and search the area, Nakia stops them with a bunch of legal jargon she learned from watching TV and knows they can't come to the area without a warrant. Now, this part of the episode was pretty interesting. Bruno is very, very smart for his age, and he knows a lot about a lot, which I guess is why he's going to Caltech. And then seeing, of course, Agent Deaver showing up at the mosque, being completely disrespectful of the space, not taking off her shoes or anything like that, just interrupting their service. It was a lot, but what did you guys think about this part of this episode?
I mean, we don't talk about Bruno. But Bruno does know a lot of shit. I mean, is Bruno going to be anybody? Is this the last time we see him in this series? I mean, is he important? No? Okay.
He is a part of Miss Marvel's drag family.
Oh,
all right. Okay.
Okay. So he's the guy behind the chair and shit. Okay. So, why is Damage Control doing all this shit? Aren't you supposed to be the guys that, clean up and shit like that? What is with all this other infiltration stuff? Something's going on with that. Because Damage Control was like, we'll clean up the mess. Oh, Spider-Man or whoever saved the day. What's happening to now they're like the FBI at this point?
Right.
Like, they weren't really like that. So something happened, whatever year we're in, that they changed. I want to find out more about that. Go ahead. I'm done.
Yeah, it was nice seeing Bruno and Kamala have a conversation. You know, definitely he was concerned about her. You know, after she disappeared. I mean, as a friend, but I think there's some deeper feelings there. So it was nice for her. He does know a lot of stuff. I'm not overly familiar with this character. I don't know if he is based off a character in the comics or not, or if he becomes anything. But I'm definitely happy that she has a friend that she can go to who is so knowledgeable and can find out so much information about whatever.
Mhm.
The scene with the OJ, yeah, there's something definitely up with them, like Brett said. I think it's like them just overstepping over abusing their authority. But I'm so happy that Nakia shut her ass down. Like, oh no, ma'am, excuse you. Like, who are you? Just walking up in here. Even if she was doing off the hip, off her hip, she's still. I'm liking her character more and more each episode. She's really doing it for me, and I'm happy that she should shut her down and tell her to go about her business. Get out. To the board member too, even though he had the person off screen said we're still counting the votes. She won. She got it. Like, and I'm happy for her because I really like her character. I like how outspoken she is. How again, one thing I love about this show so far is like with the expansion, we're seeing a different culture, and I
Yes.
like how, especially one that has women as like a secondary or like a background, and put the man more front to see this young woman, step into her own. I'm completely here for it, and I'm hoping you see more of that as the episodes progress. But yeah, there's something else the DOJ. I feel. I mean, it's probably gonna just the two detectives just being or two agents just being complete dicks. I
Mhm.
think there's something more up with them too, and I want to see how that plays out as well. But that was pretty much it for this segment of the show.
Okay. All right.
Mm-mm-mm. Britt, Britt said a
What?
word. You said a word, and that word was Bruno. Because we don't talk about him enough. We don't talk about that young white man enough. And goddamn, give him his flowers. Give him his
Yes.
flowers, okay? Put him on the Megan Thee Stallion remix from the Grammys. That was amazing. Or was it the Oscars? It doesn't matter. Yes, it was
Wow.
Oscars. It doesn't matter, bro. Because that goddamn it, Bruno, Brian, as Red Dagger said, you know, you're just so talented, so amazing. You're stunning. And even the white gay counselor is living for you. He says, Z Snap, honey, you're going. You're going to your school, your dream.
Yes.
Work, Hunty Fear, Slay, Hunty, Hunty. And Bruno
Yes.
was like,
Everybody.
yeah, love that for me. And Bruno was like, hey, listen, Kamala, girl, I'm going. You know, it's a great opportunity for me. Listen, I left you a shoebox full of some things behind. No, you'll be ready for episode 6. But honey, I'm going. I'm
Mhm.
going to Cali.
Mhm.
And that's just it. And I understood that. And also damage control. You white bitches, aren't you tired of bothering brown people? Leave us alone.
See.
Leave us alone. Leave black and brown people alone. Y'all just love bothering us and harassing us. If y'all don't just eat donuts and watch the dogs pee on the trees like y'all usually do on your days
See.
off and
See.
on when you're on active duty, I'm so sick and tired of these bitches. Oh my god! Every single time, her and her big old lesbian haircut. Yeah, I can say that I'm gay. So, and at the end of the day, it's the truth. And her stank face. Yes, ma'am. I said you have a stank face. You're a great actor, but you have a stank face. And I guess that's why Kevin was like, we need that. And also, Officer No Way Home. Let me tell you something, ma'am. I'm sick and tired of you and your shenanigans as well. You are bothering the girls. Let me tell you something. If it wasn't for them, you would not be here today. I want to make that abundantly clear. Let's not forget who saved the world. Yes, it came at a big ass sacrifice. But guess what? The girls are back. So shut your ass and read that damn magazine and leave brown people alone. Damn. Go ahead.
You're good. Yes, absolutely. I agree with everything my fellow panelists said. That was a good read, by the way. Oh my gosh. But with that being said, guys, we'll go ahead and get to the next part of this episode. Now, back at home, Kamala finds herself searching through social media for Nightlight when Nakia bursts in. Kamala is just about to confess to her best friend about being Nightlight when Nakia spots the new superhero on her computer and completely unloads. Nakia is pretty upset about the DODC coming to the mosque, while Kamala is pretty upset to hear that the DODC is looking for her in the first place. Maybe now isn't the best time to tell Nakia her secret. Also, because Nakia's got more news, which is that she's the latest board member at the mosque. The nightlight confession will have to come another time. Downstairs at the house, the Mendy party has begun. Muniba sits and talks with Auntie Sharon when her mother, Sana, comes up. Unfortunately, Sana couldn't make the trip to the States, but Muniba tries not to let it bother her. Sana didn't go to Muniba's wedding either. Mothers and daughters, it is the eternal struggle, Auntie Sharon remarks. Turning to Kamala, you will be sure not to give your mother any trouble. Bruno, unfortunately, can't make the party but drops off a present for Kamala. She takes it outside, but before she can open it up, Sheikh Abdullah joins her. Still distressed about what Nakia told her about the DODC agents showing up, Kamala asks Sheikh Abdullah if there's anything this nightlight can do to show everyone that they're a good person. Good is not a thing you are, Kamala. It's a thing you do, he tells her with a chuckle before walking away. Kamala then opens Bruno's package to find a small blue mask inside. As for Bruno, he's still stuck at his Circle Q shift when Yusuf comes by for his secret stash of cherry pies. Yusuf can't help but notice that Bruno is working on, which happens to be a lot of stuff about the Jinn. Offering to help, Yusuf translates and reads some of it for him and explains that there's a group of Jinn who were exiled from their own home and have been forced to live out the rest of their days in ours. Completely not putting Bruno at ease, Yusuf ends his translation by saying that they need a primordial power to get home. Now, Bruno must explain this for Kamal to digest it. If you help them go home, some things might go boom. Back in his room, Kamala paces back and forth trying to figure out what to do, and Bruno blurts out that he got into Caltech and he thinks he needs to go, but doesn't want to leave until he knows Kamala is going to be okay. Kamala is quick to point out that she'll be fine. She just needs to help Najma. Carol Danvers wouldn't hesitate if she knew she could help someone. Someone else who wants to help is Muniba, who knows that her daughter is going through something, but just doesn't know what. While bandaging her knee, Muniba comes in and asks what's wrong. And though Kamala doesn't confess anything, Muniba knows something is up. Whatever mountain you are facing, you don't have to do it alone. It's exactly what Kamala needed to hear right now. All right, now this part of the episode was pretty interesting to learn a little bit more about the Jinn, learning that whatever Kamala can help them with may potentially cause more harm than not. And then also seeing the concern that Bruno has for Kamala. He really does care about her. I hope that she sees that, as a friend. I mean, to have somebody that close to you, I mean, that's just something really special. And then also seeing this interaction between her and her mother was really, really nice and beautiful to watch. But what did you guys think?
Eddie.
Yes.
Eddie.
Speaking.
Eddie.
Present and accounted for.
Friend.
Yes.
You know that boy likes her more than that. Don't get it twisted. Oh, I care about her. I bet you probably between episode 4 or episode 5, he's gonna be like, I have a crush on you. And then she's gonna have to pick between Cameroon. Is that his name?
Kamran. Kamran. Kamran.
Camera and Bruno.
You did not say
So
Kamran.
you already know she gonna have to pick. And her mom said, "You're not alone." Well, her mom has not been forthcoming either about her great grandmother, because we know that she disappeared. I bet you she disappeared into the Jinn world.
Mm.
She's been there. Bet you she still is there.
Mm.
And for y'all to say she shamed the family, how? I still want to know how.
Right.
That has not been explained. And then we know Jinn are like bad genies, trickster genies, horrible genies, something. I'm gonna have to read up on them again. But like, I want to know, what did they do to get exiled?
Mm.
Like, what did you do that was so bad? Or maybe they did something good and they weren't supposed to, that got you exiled to this dimension to begin with. I would like to know that too.
Yeah.
So we'll delve right in and find out. Okay, I'm good.
For this segment, I loved for several reasons. Mostly for the conversations. There were several conversations I think were really important to not just the show, but actually the story of Kamala. Like, she had the conversation with the guy from the mosque about a hero. You know, she's a young hero and she feels that she's doing the right thing. I think she's expecting a lot of herself at this point, where it's like you're just starting out, you're just discovering your abilities and what you could do for not just the world, but for also specifically your community. And I like that he had the conversation he had with him about being good. Like, it's not being good, it's like doing good. You know, it's like polarizing. That's the right word, right? The conversation she had with her friend, because she feels the hero's not doing enough. But again, this is all very new for Kamala, so because she's not gonna have the answers, just like that. She's figuring it out, and I like how the show is showing like her development and her, figuring all this out. Yes, Bruno is definitely more than a friend. He cares deeply about her, and I would like to see, from what I've seen so far, Cameron does care about her, but I think her connection to Bruno is stronger. I want to see, I would want to see him tell her that how he really feels. I think on some level she may feel the same, but it's never so obvious because she's looking at him just as a friend. But really, he cares more about her than just a friend. I also love the conversation with her and her mom. I feel that was very important again as we explore a different culture. What it's like for immigrants in America. Them finding their way. The mountain was her coming to America. Had to learn English, had to like find um, her place in this country. I think that's so relatable for so many people for so many reasons. You know, Again, not to get political or anything, but we this land was we're all immigrants here. I mean, for the most part, our ancestors, were came over. Some of them not by choice, and I feel that was a very powerful conversation for people to see as far as again being an immigrant in another country, having to find your place and start a life for yourself. I also like to let's get to look at let's see a little bit more of her brother and his wife. had the little party and everything. That was nice to see too. And again, I love that he found himself a beautiful sister to give his to spend his life with. And so again, that's like a little side part of the whole story of the show. But it's nice to see that as well. Just beautiful shades of melanin all up and through. Happy about that. But I realized this segment of the show for all the conversations that I feel were needed to have. It explores, the journey of a hero, hero journey, immigration, you know, finding your place in the world. And I think all those were very important conversations to have.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay, so yeah, I agree with everything Britt and Ray said. Um, I also want to know why they were exiled. I'm sure we'll figure that out before episode 6. But so I just want to be clear. The woman from the beginning of the episode, was that her great grandmother, her grandmother? Who was that?
Aisha, that was her great grandmother. So that was her grandmother's mother.
Okay, so she running around somewhere. We don't know where she at.
Right.
Mhm.
Perfect. Right, staying young as beautiful as that. Sickening. And her mama don't see it for her great grandma at all. She's like, Grandma, you trash. I hate you. You embarrassed the family. You shamed us with your powers and your sickening look. I get it. Whatever. But this episode, yeah, it provided a lot of clarity of like just the struggle of being an immigrant. I mean, obviously, we have a clear idea of what that is, but they really showed it within this culture, which I've never seen before to an extent. I mean, I know like how it is, like I'm gonna get real, like how it is like with the no-fly list, and how people are discriminated against, like with the TSA agents, and
Right.
just they're like, oh well, you're Muslim, so equals boom boom. No, we're not doing that.
Mhm.
Like, and it bothers me so much that a lot of people still to this day think like that. I'm like, y'all need to touch grass, seriously. But besides that conversation, I did enjoy this part, and it was is I don't know. Is Bruno a character in the comic? Because I don't remember him
Mhm.
looking like that. Unless they like
Yeah,
alter the character.
Mhm.
Does he go by a
Uh,
superhero name or something?
that's even if he is a superhero. Let's I need to check up on that because I don't.
his superhero name is White Bruno.
Not white bread.
His superhero name White Bruno,
This is
and
a-
he has a genius intellect. He could probably put Mr. Fantastic deadass a run for his money. Probably give him that. Dr. Doom.
Mm-mm.
What do you mean? He's dead,
No.
Britt.
He's smart, but he ain't that smart.
They're still sweeping him off of the floor and
In another universe.
honey.
We haven't met this
Yeah.
universe Mr. Fantastic yet.
Yeah, and it's gonna be awkward as hell when Scarlet Witch is like, I'm gonna go eat older.
John Krasinski.
Oh my goodness.
Not John Krasinski. Anyway, like I said, that boy is very smart. I would argue he could be a superhero. He could be out there. He could be like Static Shock's friend and have his roller blades and his helmet, and he could be a bad bitch too. Maybe. And if not, you can be the guy in the chair. You can tell me where the bad guy's located, what intersection they're coming up on. And make my costume somehow, even though he's not a seamstress. That we know of. Maybe that bitch is getting ready for Drag Race, and that's why he wants to go to California. You never know. Um, but yeah, I enjoyed that bit very much.
Okay. All right. Sounds good, guys. So, with that being said, we'll go ahead and move on to the next part of this episode. Now, speaking of mothers, Najma has Kamran's phone. She can see Kamran and Kamala are messaging back and forth. And though Kamala wants to help, she can't right now. She needs more time. While Kamran is okay to give her the time she needs, Najma is not. She's done asking Kamala for help. She's going to make Kamala help them. However, there's no time for that because Amir is getting married. It's finally wedding day, and he and Taisha tie the knot. All those dance lessons that Kamala and Nakia were talking about are finally paying off as the whole family and extended family has a surprise for the happy couple. A huge dance number involving everyone, even Amir, which is a surprise to Taisha. This then leads into a slow dance, and Kamala asks Bruno if he wants to. Just when we think these two are going to have a moment with Brown Jovi playing in the background, Kamran rushes in to warn Kamala that his mother's coming and she's mad. Everyone is in danger. Not knowing what else to do, Kamala sticks to the classics and pulls the fire alarm, sending everyone out of the banquet room. Bruno's now in charge of getting everyone out while Kamran tries to reason with his mother one last time. Kamala, meanwhile, heads through a service door and races down the back hallways trying to avoid the clandestines. Now we'll go ahead and break right here. I love seeing this dance scene. It was so much fun watching everyone having a good time at this wedding reception. And then, unfortunately, that moment went away from us pretty quickly with the clandestines entering and basically messing everything up. But what did you guys think about this part of the episode?
You okay, Britt?
That was dancing never doing shot.
Oh, okay.
Somebody can go first.
I
Okay.
loved it. I like that we got that. They had that moment before everything, turned. And I'm really interested now in the mom and Cameron's mom and like why she's so determined to go home. Like it's not come. It's not like Kamala doesn't want to help, but she wants to help. Even
Mhm.
though Bruno told her like helping them could be very dangerous. But I mean, it was like her brother's wedding. I mean, you got to take that into consideration.
Right.
So her whole mood shift. I'm very interested to find out more about why Brett said like why were they executed? I mean not executed, exiled from their dimension, and what does all that mean? But the dance scene was really cute and really wholesome. Um, but yeah, I mean, and we see that Cameron does, like he doesn't want to rush Kamala. I think he does care about her in some way and cares about her safety. And we like a whole like a mood shift with his mom. When she wants something, she gets it. So I'm interested to see how that all is going to play out too. And you see the clans that kind of like close in on her. Like it's like a whole like mood shift. Like we have all that wholesome, happy stuff at the beginning of the episode.
Really?
It wasn't really surprising, but it's like a whole shift change. So yeah, for this segment, Kamala pulling the fire alarm to get everybody out of safety. Is again, like you said, we was talking about earlier about her like hero journey. Of course, she's going to do what she can to protect her friends and family from any potential danger. And I think Kamala is kind of confused because again, she's under the impression that she could help them. She wants to help them. It wasn't an issue of her wanting to help them or not. That was never the issue. But there was again a lot of like factors that played into it, especially when Bruno was got the translation of that the papers he had. So I think it's natural for her to proceed with caution, and for the mom, who's apparently clearly the leader, to be rushing this at some point. And I wonder what happened. Like when you think about the beginning episode, we saw them like in like the 1940s. You know, her and her Aisha seem to be good friends. So I'm wondering if she's always been this way, or if she's something has changed with her being, stuck in another dimension for over 100 years. So I'm interested to know more about like her backstory with her great grandmother, and what's the underlying reason pretty much for all of this, like why the rush to get back to your dimension.
Right.
So first of all, Kamala, gotta give you credit, bitch. You ringing the alarm in the name of Beyonce week, that was sickening. I lived for that. That wasn't just to get them out of there. She did that for Beyonce because she wanted to pay homage to Ring the Alarm, which is, one of her greatest songs, in my opinion. Sorry I said it. Because it's like, I'm not taking this shit no more! Ah! And I was living for it. I was like, yes, man. And also, that old lady who was like, I saw Cabana from the fire alarm. I was like, bitch,
Hey, bitch,
shut
why you
your
listening?
old ass up. Shut your old
Go
ass
cook
up. Ooh,
somewhere.
I would have said, go drink your fruit punch, bitch. Shut up. Shut up. Sit there and read your goddamn magazine. I'm sick and tired of these girls being so fucking nosy. Girl, we live in a
Right.
world full of aliens. Stop asking questions. Shut up. Shut up. Anyway, so they tried it. The girls tried it this episode. First of all, let's go back. Let's rewind a little bit. The wedding vows. These bitches. I just gotta say, I lived for this part because I did not know that in this culture, bitch, they ask you if you want to marry your partner 3 times. Just like,
Yes.
are you sure? Are you sure? Because listen, he may be
That's what
broke.
we do.
He may be broke, sis. It's like who wants to be a millionaire? It makes you double think. It makes you be like, you know what? Maybe. But she was like, yes, I do, cause that dick. And I was like, girl, I guess. Like I saw what she was doing there. Listen,
How about
he
this?
can't dance, but damn it, maybe he's throwing it down in the bed, and that's what made her say yes without any hesitation in her breath. And he said so as well. That was great. But let me just tell you, that dance, it was beautiful. Break my soul. Put a dub over that because let me tell you something. It
I got you.
deserves. And also the brother, sir, you can't dance. And let me tell you something. If y'all ever come to my wedding, trust me, you will not see no corny ass TikTok shit like that. I hated it. I love the dance, but the last part with the brother dancing, I thought it was so corny. It was like watching I think I saw something like that. It was a gay wedding, and they were doing some Gaga song, and the guy's pants ripped too.
Oh
It
my
was a mess.
No.
It was a hot mess. And I said, these are so corny. This is as Chris Tucker said in Fifth Element. "Ugh, I just want to get it away from me. I did not want to see any of it. It was gross. And then I was just like, oh my God, Lord, they about to dance for the gram. They're about to dance for TikTok. Oh Lord Jesus, let me turn off the damn TV now. But they knew not to keep it on for too long because Kevin Feige knew I was there for the fighting. And we got the fighting. And I was here for that. I was like, Kamala, oh my gosh, she's ducking and dodging, she's weaving. Oh shit. Oh shit, they're trying to hit me. Ah, don't hit me. Even though crystal punch. Uh, crystal dodge. Take this. Slap. Get away from me.
Acting like
Stop
it's
fighting
a
me.
Sailor Scout power.
Because it is a Sailor Scout power. It is a. Did she not say moon halation every single time she started doing her crystal punches? Did y'all not hear it? Maybe you need to rewatch the episode.
I faintly heard it. Faintly, yeah.
Okay. Because let me tell you something. Every single time she does her little thing, if you listen closely, maybe if you have like Dolby speakers, you can hear it, and you can hear Carol Danvers in the back going, "Girl, bye." She's over it, and I'm over it too. But the showrunner said that she's gonna be doing something towards the end, and we're gonna be satisfied with how her powers turn out. And I hope that is true because if I get
Get her in the
Crystal
ring.
Dynamics in the Marvels, I'm not going to the theater, and I will support Tiana Paris from my humble abode. I will not go to that. In fact, I'm just gonna say it now. Kevin, you didn't give me a box, so guess where I'm not going next? I mean, the week after next. I'm not seeing the Love and Thunder. I'm going to wait in August, and I'm going to watch it on Disney Plus, so I can see Christopher Bale, whatever you want to call him, Christopher Bale, with the throat problem, who always goes, "Where's the trigger?" To get his ass whooped by Chris Hemsworth. And he doesn't even, child, he didn't even know what the MCU was when he got the role. Did y'all read that?
Yeah, I find that weird because
He said, "What the fuck? What bloody hell? What the fuck is the MCU? Oh fuck!
there's no
What
way
fuck
in
is
hell
that?"
he didn't know. There's no way in hell he didn't know. Now,
I'm telling you, he did it. He said that to be edgy. He said that to be an edgy white girl. And let me tell you something, Christian Bale. Saying that you don't know what XYZ is anymore, it's not cool, honey. This isn't the 80s. This isn't Teen Witch. This isn't Top That. You understand me? So you need to cut with the times and just say, "I'm happy to be a part of the project." Just say that. You don't have to go into that and be like, "I never knew what the fuck this was. I was just like, Martin Scorsese, what's the MCU?" Girl, you just trying to impress him.
There's no way in hell.
You trying to impress the blowfish from Shark Tale? Girl, bye.
There is no way in hell he did not know. If he didn't know the MCU, did he know he was part of DCEU?
Never.
It's the same thing, only better. So no.
He should be so grateful that he's actually part of a successful ongoing franchise, okay? And his small little trilogy that lasted a couple years.
He knew what the MCU was. He knew. He just wanted to play stupid. I ain't dumb, Christian Bale. I know you knew what it was. You just didn't want to do it for a few years, and then you were like, "Well, I need a career revival because it's going a little bit stale," and you chose this. So I applaud you.
I opened the door.
Applaud you.
But yeah, like I said, I'm just over the bad guys trying to just be so irrational. This is why y'all die in every single production that y'all in. So if Kamala pushes you off the bridge, Miss Mamas, guess what? You deserve it. You deserve it. I'm sick and tired of y'all coming after people's families and weddings and shit like that and thinking that you're going to get some grace to come back and redeem yourself in the Thunderbolts. It's not fucking happening, honey. It's not happening. Even though there's a rumor saying that she might be a part of the Thunderbolts movie, but I don't think they need her. Girl, hire Jim from accounting, because let me tell you something. I'd rather see him there than these queens coming around with their ancient weapons and shika, and throwing all this bullshit at this poor little girl. She's just trying to help people. That's all she's trying to do. She's trying to impress her white queen, Carol Danvers. That's it. And I'm done.
Alrighty, and Brett?
All I have to say is, sometimes I do wish her story would go along the lines of, even though it was a mediocre game, and the graphics were like horrible, but I wanted her storyline to go more along with like the Avengers game.
Mm-hmm.
Because I liked how she developed a relationship with everybody, like with Bruce and then Tony and then everybody else. Like, I really liked how she clicked with them.
Yeah.
But this has been good too. So that's my only thing. And Christian, you knew this was MCU. You may have fooled everybody else, but you don't fool me, boo boo. I ain't boo boo fool. You knew what it was. I'm done now.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Alrighty, guys. With that being said, we'll go ahead and get into the conclusion of this episode of Miss Marvel. Now, arriving in the kitchen, Kamala gives chase trying to avoid them, but it's no use. They're all much stronger than Kamala, and all she can do is shoot out hard light to try and stop the blows. Najma then turns off all the lights and picks up a frying pan and smack hits it as hard as she can against the wall to reveal Kamala's location. She falls back into the ballroom as the 4 clandestines attack her from all sides, using their weapons and wedding tablecloths and chairs to try and slow her down. That's when Bruno appears to try and help, but he's immediately hit with a wedding chair and is thrown backward. As a clandestine closes in on him, Kamala uses more hard light to punch him square in the face and protect Bruno, if only for a second. Kamran arrives as backup, siding with Kamala in the fight. He tries to stop his mother and the rest of the clandestines as best he can, but he's not strong enough to hold them back. The fight spills into the lobby, where Kamala quickly realizes she's surrounded. Najma makes a move for the bracelet and grabs Kamala's wrist when another vision appears. A train is suddenly barreling down the tracks at both Kamala and Najma as they stand there frozen, and it's just enough of a distraction for the DODC agents to move in. They manage to knock out all the clandestines as Kamala and Bruno hurry off to safety outside. Reaching the loading dock, Kamala turns back and sends some hard light to keep the door closed. And that's when Nakia turns the corner and sees what Kamala just did. Both stunned and shocked, Nakia wants answers, but there's no time for them. Bruno insists that Kamala must get away from here since the DODC is looking for her. Nakia has no choice but to let her best friend go, as Kamala promises to explain everything. Things go from bad to worse for Kamala as she arrives home to her family that is both worried about her and furious. Muniba immediately asks if she was the one who pulled the fire alarm, but Kamala won't answer. Kamala can't answer. All Muniba wants is the truth, but Kamala can't bring herself to say it. She heads up to her room to sulk alone. Lying in bed, her phone rings with a call from Nani in Pakistan. Kamala answers, but says she can't talk right now, but Sana is insistent. Did you see it? Her grandmother asks. Kamala is confused. See what? Nani explains that Kamala and her mother must come to Pakistan now because she saw the train too. And that is where we end this episode. Now, it ended on a pretty sour note because, unfortunately, Kamala feels the guilt for pulling the fire alarm and, somewhat feels guilty about, ruining the wedding, even though it really wasn't her ruining the wedding. It was the clandestines and Najma, trying to attack everyone. But what did you guys think about this conclusion for the episode?
How'd your grandmother see the damn light too? You all the way in Pakistan. I'm here in the US of A. How you seeing what I'm seeing? Bet you the grandmother has the other bracelet. Because that's the only way I can even explain that, unless the whole world saw it.
Okay.
Then she has to have that part of the bracelet, or it's somewhere where she can see it. Like, and then her family, did you pull the fire alarm? I would be like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I will be Shaggy. It wasn't me. Like, and you go and just stand there and be like, Girl, just say it wasn't you and that's it. That's all you had to say. Like, damn. Then your mom would stop being nosy. And that would have been it. You could have just said that old woman can't see shit. She can't even see this finger I'm putting up. Like that. That is all she had to say was it wasn't me. And then I give credit to Bruno for trying to help. You ain't got no powers, boo boo, and that's why you're seriously injured. And her little friend, you left this. What's going on? Number one, I would have been like, holy shit, that's so cool. How can I help? Like, what friend are you? I'm tired of her. I'm done.
Okay.
I would say like when she was finding the clan, the Jen, for them to be over 100 years old, she's on her own pretty well. I mean,
Right.
kudos to her for that. Happy Cameron came to her aid to help her out. Yeah, Bruno, I liked his intentions, but he should have stayed out of it. I'm interested to see about the grandma. Now, I don't either. The grandma does have other bracelet, the bangle, or she's a Gen too, and she's able because like when the mom told Kamala when she put the bracelet on, they were able to sense it. Even if their powers are restricted in this dimension, they still could sense the power. So maybe her grandma is. I mean, it makes sense. Like I said, if the great grandmother was a Jan, then it's possible there are other Jans in the family too. Either that, or she has the bracelet. I feel that the friend is conflicted because she has her own ideas of what the nightlight should be doing for the community and everything. So I think it's just very shocking for her to see that it is Kamala. And it's not that Kamala was she wanted to tell her the truth. It wasn't the right time. So we see how that play out. We'll see how that will play out in the next episode or two. And, going back to the grandma, it's just funny, but you have to come to Pack and say, "Oh yeah, I'll just hop on the train, grandma, and be right there." So we'll see how that will play out as well. But they were just she was just insistent. So I wonder what these visions mean, and like I said, the vision she had about the mom let her find out that Kamal's mom is that they're Jen. So these visions are definitely leading to something. Just not sure what. Also, when the DOJ entered, like they had to have seen Kamala. Like she was right there. How did she
Right.
keep getting past you all people? You're supposed to be this big government agency. Make it make sense. But overall, I enjoyed the episode. I liked, like I said, for her to be a new superhero, very minimal training, was holding her own against these warriors or whatever they are. So that was nice to see. I think when she's picking up her powers very very quick. So as whatever episodes are left, she gets a better um, hook or grapple on her powers and can use them better into their full potential. Um, yeah, Mr. Interest, very good episode. Happy to see what happens next. And I say she's advancing pretty well. I was considering all things considered, she's like I said, picking up very well. I think she when she had when she pushed the guy to protect Bruno. I think that level of focus will help her, to make the arm construct or whatever it's called. But good episode. I feel I remember very excited to see how this advances and like again, I want to understand like with the mom and her want to go back home. I feel like there's a level of urgency, and I'm interested to find out why.
Right. Okay.
Her friend needs to get out her feelings, and she did a great job, like Ray said, holding up her own against those bitches. Even though she should have popped him a little few more times, I would have done some John Wick shit, turned off the lights, and then pop pop. But it is what it is. She did a great job. There'll be plenty more opportunity with the ass later. get your costume, get your drag ready for the runway, and we'll see you on the main stage. And that's all I have to say on that.
I mean, let's be honest. She was more entertaining than Third Sister.
Damn, Britt.
Moses, she that young lady that you see in the fourth screen, she doesn't speak for us. She's just a member of the country club. Just a member of the country club.
She was embarrassing against Darth Vader. Embarrassing.
But
But
that was kind of the point, though. She's not in his league. That was a whole nother thing.
I thought she would at least
First
get
of all,
one. And
yes, she was out of her league, but you know what? She was a fierce black woman. She said, "I'm not gonna scare no punk ass bitch."
and
This
didn't
Nazi
land
helmet,
one damn hit.
girl, bye.
Not one. I was waiting for her to land just one. He's like,
Yeah, it's not happening.
I'm gonna be
Brandon,
married.
talk about Miss Marvel now. We already talked about Star Wars.
Oh my gosh. Alrighty, guys. With that being said, before we wrap up this review of Miss Marvel, do we have any other final thoughts?
More trade.
Please. Oh man.
I'm interested to
Did
see.
Beyonce say release your trade?
Oh shit.
No, Big Frida said that.
I'm interested in the next episode. I really want, because like only person who seems to understand what's happening is her grandmother. So I think she's gonna fill in some more gaps in like the history. I feel there's a lot of misconception about the great grandmother that has passed on to the generations. The grandmother knows the truth. So I'm good to see how that conversation plays out and what's missing that we don't know about what happened to the great grandmother and more about the Jen, why they were exiled, why does she have this need urgency to get back home, and for what purpose? Is it good? Is it bad? Just all of that. There's more information about these now that we know what she is and what they are. Some more information, so to fill in the gaps some more in the next upcoming episodes.
Right.
I think Kamala gonna sneak off to Pakistan. Her mom ain't gonna want to hear nothing out her mouth, and she gonna be like, "I'm just gonna go to Pakistan myself." That's where the real shit gonna happen.
Okay.
That's it.
Interesting. Okay. All right, Brandon.
I have no real requests. Nothing else to say besides more fighting.
Yes.
And come on, let's start watching those Taibo videos.
Yeah, I really hope
some ass with Sean
I really hope
T.
these breaks are gone. Oh, I'm gone.
Yeah, I'm certain to think that maybe the grandmother also has the other bracelet, or someone does. I'm really interested to find out who exactly exiled the Jinn to this dimension. Like, was it a cosmic being? Could it have been, I don't know, the Living Tribunal? Who could it have been that moved them over here? And I'm also wondering, because it seems to be the women on Kamala's mom's side of the family seem to have like this same lineage of abilities and powers. So I'm wondering if this is a generational thing where each one of them at one particular point in time were a Miss Marvel or whatever they were going by at the time when they had these abilities. And then, I don't know, maybe Sana decided to stop doing it, or maybe Muniba decided to stop doing it. I'm just wondering how that all ties in together. But I'm thinking we're going to see that in the next coming episodes.
How's the 10 Rings tie into this?
That's a very good question.
Maybe they
And
both
I'm one.
came from.
I'm sorry, Ray.
I just want to say where they both came from, because like when we saw in Shang-Chi movie, this predates anything, and they like Kara didn't know what it was, Wanda didn't know what it was, Bruce couldn't identify. It's just really old. What if it's not even from this universe? What if it's from the same universe that the Jin came from?
Mm-hmm. That's true. And then, with the 10 rings, that's over in Asia. Pakistan is in, South Asia, India area. So it's very interesting that those artifacts are not that far away from each other in the MCU. But I'm thinking we're going to learn more about that, and I'm looking forward to seeing it.
They look like they're made from the same material.
Yes, they do. I caught that as well. So, yeah, are they earthly artifacts? Are they alien tech? Could they be this version of this MCU's version of the Negabands or the Quantum Bands? One or the other, I'm thinking. Or maybe a combination of both. They like to merge things in the MCU. So,
yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Well, with that being said, we'll go ahead and wrap up our review of Ms. Marvel episode 3. But with that being also said, what was I going to say about the quantum bands? What exactly are the quantum bands?
You got me, because that's the first time I heard of it.
Okay. Alrighty.
I just can't remember.
Yeah. I don't remember who had them in the Marvel comics beforehand. I guess I'll have to look it up later on when we get off here. But yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap up the show here. Everyone, please remember to like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let us know what you guys thought of this episode. Also, remember to click the bell button for notifications so that you know whenever we have new videos here on the channel. And also remember to follow Nerd Collision on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Well, once again, I'm Eddie. That's Ray. That's Britt. That's Brandon. We are Nerd Collision, and we'll see you guys here next time. Bye, everyone.
And remember, kids, have a wonderful day.